It's crazy.
I am next.
The I Am Next show with myself, Mr. I Am Next, the one and only LaShawna Rose, and we got the man himself, Ali3nhead in the building. What are you saying, my brother? How you doing?
Man. Grinding as usual, keeping it moving as usual. You know what I'm saying?
How's your day been?
Cool, man. Just getting some work done, man. Working on this new album, trying to get everything right. Literally push forward the movement. See how I can spread my word around the world this year in another different way.
Okay.
I haven't done before, basically.
So for the people who don't know, who is Ali3nhead? Who's A3?
Ali3nhead itself is I'm the leader of my movement, Alien Nation, which is to tell people who are individuals to be themselves, follow your own path, follow your own quest around life in any way that you choose, basically. And I see myself as the person that's meant to push them forward, give them inspiration, give them positive thoughts through their day, show them that it's possible, you know what I'm saying? Through my own trials and tribulations. You know what I mean?
You know, when I first heard of you and I heard your name was Ali3nhead, I was like, why is his name Ali3nhead? I was like, it must have a huge head or something.
Something like that.
But you don't have a big head.
Yeah, that's part of the name. It's mostly like, I guess you could say the vibe, the sound.
I get you.
But like the space, like aesthetic, you know
Why did you decide to add a 3 in your name?
The 3 is more, you know, it could stand for a lot of things, you know. It could stand for just the different styles that I do. It could stand for freedom itself.
Yeah.
As in just like me and myself, I'm starting just everyone being free and everyone to just be who they are, as in like be an individual.
Yeah.
It has a lot of meanings really, but you know, I look cool at the end of the day. So
It does look cool.
That's a little style to it, you know.
I feel you.
Yeah,
So where are you from? Like background, like area, country?
I'm from all over London, man. I've spent time in North London. I grew up there in Highbury, Northwest London. I spent a little bit of time in South, so I've been all around, man. And I've just mixed with bare cultures, which has given me like a real unique outlook on life, man. Like London itself is a melting pot. There's so many different cultures, so many different things intertwining. So it's like I feel like I'm just like the epitome of that mixture. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, product of it.
All over London, basically, man. Yeah.
And background, like ethnicity?
Background, I'm Eritrean, like East African, man. We're a unique breed out here, man. There's not too much of us, so I gotta represent my people. You know what I mean?
No, I feel you.
Shout out, man.
So like music and where you came from and all of that, like for me, first hearing about you, I feel like you just appeared like an alien. Do you get what I mean? Just like beamed down from somewhere and you were here, you had some crazy numbers, the videos were epic. I was just seeing a lot of stuff and I was like, who is this guy? Where is he from? And I just wanted to get to understand a bit more about your journey and like, so the beginning, like where did music come into play?
Man,
because like from just listening to your tracks, I hear a lot of like, obviously it's a mix between like rock, rap, trap, but there's like a very melodic element to it. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And I really wanted to understand that. I feel like you can sing in general. Do you get what I mean? Besides the whole.
Thank you, my bro.
But yeah, man. Where did the music come from? Like, where did it start? Where did it stem from?
Yeah, man. Just all over, bro. Like I grew up with my big brother. My big brother was like my pops growing up. He used to listen to a lot of old school rap, Nas, Tupac, Snoop Dogg. I grew up, like I was born straight away. We used to share a bunk bed. We used to have a bedroom. We used to have all these posters around, like Tupac posters, Snoop posters. And I'd be like, who are these guys? I was trying to watch Dragon Ball Z and my brother was just trying to play MTV all the time. Because these times there was no YouTube, there was no streaming. Yeah. So it was all about TV, watch it. So I literally just grew up around it, man. It's like, literally it was very natural for me. So I started off playing electric guitar.
Okay.
Started off, you know, I wasn't really singing at first. I got into that a bit later, but it really just started off as a natural thing, like almost like a calling. You know, it's obviously like you're calling and you just feel like it's what you're meant to do. So I'll be in school and then I picked music because all the girls was in the class and I was like, what? I'm actually good at this, you know, type shit. You know what I mean? Like everything just kind of came to me just as in like I don't know how to explain it, like spontaneous, like really, like yeah. So it's like
just
it's raw
fell into place.
Yeah, 100, bro.
Okay, so like your influences with your music are. What would you say they're mainly based on?
Artists with just raw expression. Like, there's so many people that I can name, but it's more just like if they have raw expression in their voice and how they sing, how they talk, and even just in just like the way they present themselves in interviews and stuff. There's so many people I can name, but it's just like people with this kind of just people that's very melodic. You know, you could take anyone from the new age. You know what I'm saying, like a Young Thug or something like that, or you could take it back to. I used to listen to like Ab-Soul, Kendrick and stuff like that, like ASAP. You know what I mean? Like if we're talking about fashion influences, like I like people like that too.
But your sound isn't like the just generic hip hop.
Yeah.
So how was it in general of like finding a sound? When did you find what you wanted to do?
I'll say probably mostly recently, you know, because it's like, I don't know, it's like I got on Grime Daily straight away and I just got murdered because my sound was so different. But then that showed me like, I need to be that person that's like, I need to stand for the people that's like, we don't sound like
everyone else.
drill, we don't sound like grime or something like that. So I felt like that was my, you know, resurgence into thinking like, okay, I really need to be the guy that pushes the bar of just innovation. Do you know what I mean? So it really just came from that kind of individuality, like that kind of, you know what I mean? So I'll be experimenting. I'll be like, how can I make this sound as much like me as possible? Then I'll be just experimenting. Like I used to have a home studio, so I'll be just messing around with like auto-tune or different settings, and I'll just be like, oh, what can I do? At first, I was just trying to sound like people that I admired, so I'll just be trying to rap like them, and then it kind of morphed into my own thing after a while. You know what I'm saying? It kind of just molded itself. It was weird, like.
But like every song kind of gives you a different vibe. Like there's some songs that sound like rock, and then there's some songs that are just trappier than you know than others. So it's like, do you listen to like? Would you say you listen to rock, or is it something that you kind of just?
The rock influence is strong, man. Because especially, like I said, like I always like to be different. So you know, when you're black and you're growing up in London, it was weird to listen to rock. But now it's cool. So at first it was weird. So like, just because it was weird, I wanted to do it. You know what I mean?
You're that kid who listened to Green Day.
You know what I'm saying? Like Green Day. You also listen to like Metallica, Bullet for My Valentine, stuff like that. Like you could even call it like emo stuff. I used to listen to, and it's like anything that will just be. Because, like I said, I grew up with hip-hop, so I was always kind of looking for something that was just like, what else is there? Like, you know what I'm saying? Because it's a whole, like, branch of music, and I was kind of just stuck on one because I was supposed to like this.
Yeah, you didn't want... I feel like you didn't want the stereotype of being a black kid who just listens to rap.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, everyone was like that, you know what I'm saying? Even when I was in school, I didn't like to be the guy that just looked like everyone else. Like, obviously, everyone had, like, the Just Do It bag and the kickers and all that, and I'll be dressing like everyone. But then one day I just grew up and I was like, nah, man, I just want to just be myself. You know what I mean? Like, you grow up in London, it's like a uniform. You have to be like everybody, and it's like I find passion in that, just being an individual, like I say.
Outspoken.
You know
it's good. It's special.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So you got 2 projects out. You got an EP, if I'm right, and then the album. The first one, I got some bangs on the Ocean Drive, Crystal Lake. How did that come about? Like you just dropped your first project.
First one was like, that was A3. That was the one where I really started to. That's why I called it A3, because that was like the start of my new sound. Because I started off as Manny Fuego. That was my first name, and then I was like, nah, like I said, I need to switch it up. It needs to be something. Manny Fuego, like. Manny Fuego. Yeah, it used to be Manny Flacco, and then I changed. I was like, that's too much like ASAP. I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I was like, you know what I'm saying? I came up with a new name. Then when I had the new name, that's when I really started saying, okay, I need a new sound. It needs to all just be fresh. It needs to all just be something.
The whole rebrand.
You know what I'm saying? So I rebranded my whole self at that point. I literally, like, yeah, man, built from there, basically. Like, A3 was the start of it. That's when I really started finding little niches and little pockets in, like, the flows and stuff. Or just how I say things. I had to learn what people like about me, and I learned what really connected with people the most was raw emotion. You need to have that kind of raw expression in it, where how you felt when you made the song, that's how they feel when they hear it, type thing. And when I learned that, that's when everything just started clicking with me, and I started just making more music, because it was like, I learned what do people want to hear. It's like food to them, you know. It's like, what do they listen to music for? They listen to it to relate to you. And when they relate to you, that's when they can make the connection. And honestly, no matter what you give them at that point, whether it's a good song or not, even though I make good songs, it's going to connect with them, because it's got that kind of emotional attachment to them. You know what I mean?
I feel it.
That's why, like, some people, you'll be listening to, like, your favorite rapper, and then some people be like, oh, I don't really like them no more. But because you grew up with them, and you heard them, and now you've learned, like, what makes them tick, and how that connects with you now you're stuck with them, like, that thing. You know what I'm saying?
So would you say you use music as an outlet as well?
Yeah, 100%, man. It's like a vent for me, like, especially when you have a bad day. It's the best thing for me is just to go in and just, like, sing or rap, or, you know, just scream on the track, or do whatever I do. Like, I produce as well. I like to engineer my own stuff, because I like for my voice to sound exactly how it sounds in my head. Because if it don't, I don't like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't like to give someone else my stuff and be like, mix it. Because I'm like, I can't do that. It's like, they're not going to get how I want it to. Because I have like an OCD of it. Like, if I hear it and it's not how I want it to sound, nah, I can't run.
Did you have to learn how to mix all your stuff by yourself?
Yeah, YouTube, man. YouTube taught me college, everything. Like, all these teachers, the jack shit, man. YouTube is the way. So I deserve to give YouTube a tuition fee, you know what I mean? Don't ask me for that, then.
So you studied music in college?
I did, yeah, for a little bit. But then, I tried to go uni. I dropped out. Didn't work out. I was there literally, like, I was just bunking lectures. I was either in studio, I was at the club trying to just, you know what I'm saying? I was at the club there or whatever, just messing around, having fun, man. And I was like, yo, I'm seeing all these rappers that are my age and they're blowing up or younger than me. And I was like, nah. I used to go straight into it now, man. So one day, I called up mum and I was like, Mum, I'm out. I'm going. You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm leaving. And then she had a little heart attack about it. I was like, sorry, Mum. Like, this is what I need to do. I went out. Chased it. It was like a rush. Like, I literally left the campus the other day, and I was like, nah, I'm on a mission now. You know what I mean? Like, and it was bare fun.
So like having that conversation with your mum, obviously being African and coming from that whole background, is like myself being
tough.
Being African myself, it's like I went through that whole story. Yeah. And it was like, letting your parents, you're not gonna be the doctor, you're not gonna be the lawyer. I'm being a musician, a rock star. This is
especially the rock star bit that hits them a little bit.
Letting them know that is kind of tough. And I was like, so how was that? Was it literally that simple, Mum? I'm not doing it. Or like, how's that conversation? Or was it like you had the whole family sit down with me?
Bro, it was like one talk after another talk after another talk. It wasn't like one that was just done and it's like, all right, it's doing this thing. Nah, it was like next talk after a week. They had another talk after a week, and it's like you have to keep installing it in them because they don't have the confidence about it that you're gonna have about it because they're not a musician themselves. Where they grew up in their time, you have to look at it from their perspective as well. They're not trying to be an arsehole about it, but in their time when they grew up, they wasn't streaming. It wasn't accessible how it is now. It's like now it's loaded for people to just chase their dream, do whatever you want to do. The world is yours basically now when you've got a computer or whatever you got, your phone. So it's like now that they see the work rate, now it's different. You know what I'm saying? Obviously there's gonna be some family members that are gonna be like, devil worshiper. I got some family members like that, and you know who you are. That's what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, it's just how it is. Like, some people are gonna get it, some people aren't gonna get it.
What did they say about your tattoo, your toxic tattoo?
Yeah, it is that, man. You just come in and just looking at you like,
So how many tattoos do you have?
I got a couple, man. I got at least probably like 12. Not too many, but like I've got big ones mostly on my arm, stomach, legs. Got one on my leg just a little bit like around here. Stomach, face, like I'm trying to get more of this.
So explain this one.
This one here is the radioactive symbol. This is literally, it's the day that when did I do this? It might have been like a couple of days after I dropped out, and I was like, my voice is my greatest weapon. My voice is like, I used to be introverted. I didn't want to talk. Now my voice is my greatest weapon. Now I'm destroying everyone with my voice type thing. You know what I mean? So I got that there, and I was like, yeah, this is it now. Like from there, like I knew this is it. Like
some real superhero.
Come on,
shit.
man.
And what's on your face?
Huh?
What is on your face?
It's a deck of cards. This is literally just to display the gamble that I took with my life when I was like, because now when I'm looking in the mirror every day, I'm like, yeah, this is like, no turning back. I don't want it to be no turning back. I don't want plan B. I just want plan A type thing. Like that was the motive behind it. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
Yeah, trust me. Wow, even talking about it just got me hyped now.
Like, I can feel it. I can feel it. And that's the kind of energy that I feel in your music, the passion as well. Especially with the. So you, like, I feel, as I was saying before, you got a very melodic side, and then you got a very like aggressive rage, scream.
Trust me.
So where did you just discover this? Where did you just discover that you were capable of even doing that? Because like that takes a lot. Just to be able to like.
And it's a confidence thing.
Yeah, like
I feel like people will just be like man, them will be like, why is he?
Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like your producers and engineers must be like, huh?
This is guy.
You know what, I used to live in a situation where when I had to record, I was recording in my house and I was living with Mandem. I was living with my boys, and it wasn't a situation where you want to be singing inside, stuff like that. So I would take the laptop. There's a point. There's a secret. I didn't even tell no one this. I used to take the laptop, and there was a field that was down from our yard. So I used to go down there and I used to just shout on the vocals on the laptop mic, and I used to just practice. I'd be like, just be confident, just do your thing. I used to go back to the house, and then I would have more confidence with it. Type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like at first I was embarrassed with it. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like when you're singing and doing all that, people are looking at you like, "What was he there, man? It's a waste, man." But then you have to go through that. But then you show them that, and you're like, "Okay, this is what." When they see the passion with it, and when you push it further, and then they start believing in it now. Now it's different. Now they're looking at you like, Huh?
That's sick.
Why didn't I pursue something where I needed confidence or something like that? You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
You literally had to take yourself out of the space.
Yeah, it takes a lot, man. It takes a lot of confidence. I won't lie. Like, when they say there's hard work in music, it's not just into the terms of making the music or just promoting yourself. It's just literally carrying yourself through it. That's the biggest challenge of it, because you have to keep your confidence like the whole time.
So how long would you say you'd be making music?
Well, I was doing like electric guitar stuff when I was like 14 and stuff like, but now I'll probably say for probably 5 years I've been going on. Yeah.
That doesn't include rapping, or is that like everything as a whole?
Basically, yeah, everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
So where did the rapping bit come in? Because you said you come from. It seems like you've come from a very musical background where you've gone into the whole music element of playing instruments.
Yeah.
And then finding that you have a voice and moving there. So where did like the rapping and singing bit come in?
I guess the rapping more came just like, it's conventional. Like when I was thinking I'm doing music, I thought I had to rap. So it kind of came from that, where I felt like I needed to do that. So I learned from there. But then the singing was a bit more natural. That was like, I always liked singing a little bit, and it kind of came a bit more natural than the rapping. Rapping, I really had to piece it together, because I used to be a lot more lyrical. I say now I'm more just about just getting the vibe across. Just like, so when you hear the song, you know how I'm feeling type stuff. But like, yeah, man, like rapping just came more strategic. Like I had to really write and then had to just figure it out. But then singing really just came natural. Like literally, I hear the beat and then I know what I'm doing straight away type thing. Yeah, literally. Like most of the stuff I do is freestyle. Like I can't even say like that I even write anything these days. I usually just freestyle it. Like, because I feel like those ones come across the best. Because I'll hear the ones that I write sometimes and I'll be like, I'm trying to do too much here. But then when you freestyle it, it's weird. It's like, it's more natural, man. I look up to people like Lil Wayne, who literally just do everything off the top, because it's like you can feel the expression in it way more. Like sometimes I might even mess up the words and I'll just be like, nah, sounds good, keep it in, like, you know what I mean? Type shit.
Yeah,
definitely, bro.
So how important are lyrics and to you? Like what would you say, lyrics, melodies? Like which one would you prefer? Or
it's hard to say, because it's like when you're talking about lyrics, it's like it's not that it has to be super like complicated. It's like sometimes you can be lyrical by just being very simple. So you can just be like, just if you're using keywords that just connect with people. It's like I'll use words like love, I'll use heart, I'll use cold heart a lot, and it's just because like I know that connects with people, because it's like when you hear the words, it's like it takes you to a different place. It's weird. It's like you don't have to be super lyrical miracle with it. It's just like, as long as you get, you know what I mean? As long as you just get the right thing that just hits someone, because they might have had like, I don't know, had a breakup on the phone, and then I say something about on the phone, and now just because I said that, now you're listening to me type thing. You know what I'm saying?
So you're trying to like build that connection from you and your fans.
That's what I learned about it, because I used to think about it too much. I used to be like, in my Neo Tokyo album, I felt like I was being a bit too, I was trying to be too complex with it, but at the same time it worked. But like, I don't really like to be too, I don't want you to think too much. I want you to just hear it and then you know straight away. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying?
Simplicity, innit?
Yeah, fully. Like, sometimes it can be simple, sometimes it can be complex, but it's like, it's not that either two are better. You know what I'm saying?
Other than that, like, what do you want your people to take from your sound, like your music?
Just be honest with yourself, man. Like, the songs that, like I say, connect, most of the ones that's most honest to you. When you're being honest about stuff, it's always gonna connect with people. Like, you can't lie, you can't exaggerate, you can't do stuff like that. It's like, when it really comes from your heart, it's always gonna connect with people. It's weird. It sounds like, what's it called? Cliche. But it's like, it's really what it is. Like,
How old are you?
25.
You see, when like people that you grew up with listen to your music now, what do they think of it?
At first, I don't know, man. At first, it was one of them ones, like, but then later on, you know, now they get it. Now they're like, okay, now I see why he was going so hard. Now I see why he was putting in so many hours. Like, after a while, they get it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you have to prove it to them, because it's like, at the same time, you're proving it to yourself, but you have to prove it to them at the same time. Your family, your friends, whoever it is, like people that don't know you, it's always a struggle of just like, you have to keep proving it to them, because it doesn't matter what you just done, you always have to do something else. Like, biggest artist in the world that I could look up to, he could have had a big song and then he doesn't like follow it up, and then people are like, what's going on type thing. So it's like, it's always that struggle of just keep following it up that I'm always on. Like, but I like that rush of, I don't know what tomorrow's gonna bring.
Of course.
Yeah.
I want to talk about your music videos as well. Like, who directs them? Do you plan it?
Yeah, all the time. Anytime I direct a video, anytime I do a video, it needs to be directed by me, because when I made the song, I already had the visual in my mind. So I'll get someone to shoot it that will get my vision across. Because I used to edit all my videos myself, but then I was like, all right, if I want to be the best musician I can, I have to get that professional help with the videos. But then I need it to be my vision, because if it's not my vision, it's not gonna work.
Yeah.
Because it's like I can't even watch a visual if it's not how I wanted it to sound. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm very particular about things. Like, so I have to be there while they're editing it. I have to be seeing the scenes while they're shooting it.
Very handy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I have to see the scenes while they're shooting it, and then when we get the final product, I'll know. Like, because I could have a sick video to somebody else, but if it's not sick to me, I gotta scrap it.
Yeah,
like,
for real.
No, it's not working, because it has to be the particular way I've seen it in my head.
And I feel like you're like that with your music as well.
Yeah.
You don't really have any features. You got like one feature.
Yeah, like every time I've tried a feature, honestly, like, it's not even that it was bad, but it's just like, either it just didn't work too well, or I just felt like I sounded better by myself. I would be real. Like, most of the songs I've done, I don't know if anyone will take offense to that. I just feel like I sounded better by myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, sometimes that other take on a song could take it to the next level, or sometimes it's just too much going on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm still working on that. That's something I'm saying that I want to work on, like, more now, is just like getting together with other people, getting our visions like meshed together. But then more time now, I'm just good by myself, because like I can do the hook, I can do the verse, I can rap it if I want to, sing it, scream it. I think it's gotten to the point now where I've learned so many styles. Yeah, I can feature myself. Like,
I feel like that's something that Lil Wayne does very well.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like, he'll change his voice and that, and you'll be like, what
Mm.
artist is this? And then check the track again. And it's like, oh, it's just Lil Wayne. Did you get what I mean?
Do you think a lot of people can't match up to your vibe though?
You could say that, but it's more just like
your openness, I'd say.
Yeah.
I just feel like it's not very common in the UK to have that kind of a sound. Like, the only artist I can feel like that you most probably heard many times is Scarlett. That's the only artist you can say similar vibe and sound. But melodically, I don't think Scarlett is like you. Do you get what I mean? Scream is there, innit? I get it. But yeah, man, I feel like it's really just people ain't really used to that.
Yeah, man, it's different. It's like, but that's the best thing about it. It's like there's like a gap. It's like people need that right now, because it's like things have become so conventional. Copy
so ditto.
Paste. Yeah, man. And it's like no one was hear that after a while, because people think they want to hear that, but when they hear the fresh something that they didn't hear before, and they hear that new flavor that just hits them, they're like, what? What's this? Oh, is this what's going on now? Okay. Oh, well, let me put this on pause for a minute. Let me listen to this guy. Type thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I prefer that. I want to be that guy that makes you think of something else. That makes you want to go into another kind of way of thinking.
Do you think people struggle to categorize you though, or is that something? I feel like the world lives by categories just because we need it.
Yeah, I feel like it's needed just to be able to understand.
Yeah, but do you feel like it's gonna always be a struggle to put you in a box?
Yeah. Sometimes I even struggle myself to even give myself a genre. I'll be like, oh, what am I doing? Because I'll be thinking about it. It'll be like, oh, okay, put down your genre. And I'll be like, there's so many things I could put there. It's even weird. Sometimes I don't even know what I want the first song of people to hear from me, because some of them are so different. Because like you could hear this and this might not be your thing, but you didn't know if you listen to this one that might be your thing type thing. So I'm still myself trying to work out what the genre is, what you could even call it, but at the same time, I want it to be like that, where it's like it's best spontaneous. It's like it could be a new thing every day. Like, I feel like if I put a name on it, then I'll be stuck on it, and I won't want to like branch out that type thing. So it's
but
like
surely like your fan base must be growing, and you're probably clocking how different people listen to music. Do you know what I mean? Like, you'll have people that just like trap. And then they'll have people that like rock or screamer and stuff.
I would like to say, I would hope to say most of my fans that I've got now are like, they're very open-minded. So they'll hear me do, sometimes I'll be worried. I'll be like, oh, fuck, what if I give them this and it confuses them? Like, I started this new chop and screw sound that I've done recently, and it's like, I didn't want to push that as like my main sound, because I don't want them to think, I don't want them to get confused. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, there's so many, you could hear me and you might not even know it's me. Sometimes like, they'll be like, who's this? I'll be like, that's me as well. You don't know other verse, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I want it to be, that's why sometimes I'll stick with, I say my melodic sound is my main sound, but then, like I said, I'm always trying to branch out. So I'm always a bit particular about, are they going to adjust? Are they going to hear this? And then are they going to be like, okay, this is Ali3nhead. This is the Ali3nhead I like, and I want him to keep doing this, or do I want him to do something different? So I always look at their feedback. I talk to them bare. I care about them a lot. I value people that support me a lot, because there was a point where no one was supporting it. I'm going to be real, there was a point where I was in shows by myself. There was a point where I had to firm it. That's why I'm such a good performer now, I would say. It's because I had to really learn. Because I had to be there. I had to go through them times. I had to be, you know what I'm saying, homeless for a bit. I had to be broke, you know what I'm saying? And then after a while, I learned. I was like, this is what you have to do. It's like, they put you for a boot camp, and you have to just like, it's like a test. You know what I'm saying? Where
just make sure you're built for this.
You got to, exactly. If you're not built for it,
build yourself.
If you're not built for them stages there, you can't be built for what's going on later. Because later on, it's going to be even harder. Because now you got labels that's trying to do this and that, and now you got people that's having opinions of you that haven't met you before. So now it's like, if you can't deal with the stuff in the beginning, you can't deal with the stuff later on.
What's your whole thoughts on labels? Because I see you work with Move Records.
Yeah.
And I feel like they helped you put out a lot of your first stuff, first videos. But what's your thoughts on, like, are you looking to work more with labels, or you're taking this whole, earlier you were like, yeah, I'm on this Nipsey hustle thing, like, like, are you taking that route now? Like, where's your mindset with that whole
It's
side?
weird, like, cause when I first started music, I thought labels was the only way to get it popping. I thought they were the only, cause if we're talking about older times, they were the only way to get it popping. But now it's almost like when you have all the power yourself, you can just do it yourself. But then, like I said, like, I've had a lot of offers now. I've put a lot of things put on the table, so I'm really just navigating through things to see what I would want to do in the future. But I would like for everything to be independent myself, because it's like, I want everything to be my vision. I would hate for someone to tell me what to do. So if I'm really with someone in future again, I would like to think that they have my vision in mind, and then I will go through them. But then really, I like to, even when I am signed, I'm like in a position where everything is like my own vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to be controlled. I would rather be I wouldn't want to do music if everything was controlled by someone else type thing. So yeah, man.
But you had like 100% control of what you were doing. With.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I still do. And it's a thing where even with future endeavors, I would like to keep my own independence with my own business, creativity, just like, yeah, man. I would still want everything to come from my own mind anyway.
Yeah, because you're the captain of your ship.
100%, man. Always. That's how I want it to be, because it's like, I started this by myself, and I would want it to always be by myself type thing. Yeah. But I mean, like I said, I've got offers on the table where I will see if people could really vibe with what I'm doing, and I would link up with them. But more time, like, we can do this by ourselves. We've been doing it by ourselves, and it's working. You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? I think that's epic.
100%.
Another thing, obviously you're East African, and I feel like there's a lot of East African artists right now, doing their thing. Not just obviously overseas, like Toronto. I feel like the Toronto side have a big East African scene that's going crazy. But obviously in the UK, you got like Mastermind, GU, yourself, and many others. Like, what do you think about the rise of your people?
I don't know, man. I like that The Weeknd. He's bare sick, man. He was one of the first people to do it.
Yeah.
Obviously Nipsey. Who else?
R.I.P. Nips, man.
Yeah, R.I.P. man. Fucking who else East African I fuck with? Bare people, man. Like Safe. Who else? Like Moji and all, like my Somali brothers in Toronto. You know what I'm saying? All them lot, man. Yeah, doing their thing, man. Fucking yeah, man. We're out here, man. I didn't even know there was so much of us till recently. I'll be looking about, like, right, he's Eritrean as well. Like, I didn't even know Swiss Beats was Eritrean. I found out that recently. Yeah.
Swear down.
Yeah, man. That means me and Alicia Keys could have. You know what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like that. I'll be finding out every day. I'll be like, yeah, okay, we're out here, man. It shows that it's working, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So how did the Nipsey news affect you?
It messed me up, man. Cause end of the day, there's bare people out here they'll get caught up in situations, but you could say it was their own fault. You can't really excuse something. Some things is like, it's karma, man. But then with Nipsey, it's like there was no karma there. It was like, end of the day, he was a good person that was trying to make something help other people's situations, because he was in them situations, and it just, jealousy always gets to people sometimes. But that's life, man. Some people, they don't want to work hard. Some people, they just want to just fuck up things with other people because that's what they do. But like I said, man, it's just a shame, bro, but that's life, innit? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, happened to bare people, and it's just like, that's what people need to see as like an example of how we're going to move forward. If I don't have things how I want them to be, let me work on it. If I see someone that's doing better than me, excelling past me, be inspired by it. Don't get jealous and do whatever happened in that situation. I'm not going to speak on it because I don't know everything about it, but it seemed like just some jealous shit to me. But it's like, like I said, that's life, man. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I feel like there's a lot of not a lot of positives to come from it, but a positive to take from that situation is how to leave a legacy. Like, I feel 100%. Like Nipsey really showed how you can build from the ground up without having major support, and just having your guys around you, and just leave your legacy where
just talking the
as
truth.
You pass,
like,
people will still be affected.
They're still passing your message.
It's power in words, man. I think literally Nipsey was one of them people that you're just going to hold on to what he says forever.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's what made his legacy because of what he was talking all the time. He wasn't chatting shit. He was telling us like real life lessons.
For real, man. And it's like, yeah, it's a shame, man, because at the end of the day, I learned a lot from him, business wise, as a man, just as a person, like, and as a day as an Eritrean, like, you see that and you're like, oh, it's possible. Like that. Especially he's like, he's from LA, so it's different there, but at the same time, it's like London, it's a struggle to get out. So it's like, you see that and it's an inspiration at the end of the day. So all you can do is just keep it going. You know what I'm saying?
So what's coming on next for you? What you got planned? What's in the works?
Now I got Egypt that I'm gonna be dropping soon.
Is that the tape name?
Yeah. It's gonna be the best project of all time.
Okay. Yeah.
Of 2020, and it's not even out yet. You know
Why the name Egypt?
Egypt is like, you know, I looked into my ancestry, not even just my ancestry, of African ancestry, and how it goes back to Egypt. It goes back to the kingdom of Kush, and how where the world was built. So I thought of it like in the terms of like, how am I gonna make the beat sound? I want this to sound really like prehistoric. I want it to sound really like sandy, really like when you hear the vocals, it gives you this eerie feeling, like you're walking through like a tomb or something, man. It's real dark.
The Mummy Returns.
It's very, very, very dark stuff, man. Like, I want you to hear it in a dark room. Fucking, yeah, man. It's very, like I said, it's always cold. My music is always very cold. When you hear it, it sounds like it's just like...
But Egypt's hot.
Yeah, man. I mean, like, that's the thing. Like, I want it to be a bit of an oxymoron where... Like with Neo Tokyo, I wanted it to sound super like futuristic because like I based it on like a futuristic kind of perspective of the world with the beats and everything and like the vocals, where it's like everything was real fucked up. What would we do if the world was really in a situation where it's messed up and there's no turning back? How are we gonna navigate through it? So Egypt is more like, I wanted to make that like the paradise. Like we got there now. Like this is where the world needs to be. So I want the music to sound like that. I don't get super like political with it. It's not going to be like history lessons in it and stuff, but you're going to hear it through the beats. That's really, and the songs, and it's like...
It's really going to take you from where you are.
It's like you have to hear it to get it, but it's like, it's very image-based. You know what I'm saying? So when you hear it, it's going to give you a lot of imagery in your head. You're going to hear it and you're going to feel like you're in the desert, but at the same time, you're going to feel really cold. So it's weird. You have to hear it to understand it, but it's very amazing.
I'm excited. And your last single you released was Everlasting.
Yeah.
I've been banging that song since you performed at the Rich Mix. But yeah, man, like, why those lyrics? Why?
Yeah, man. Everlasting was my take on. I always deal with paranoia a lot, so I always like to make it like, what if this was my last song? What if this was my last shot at like telling people how I feel? Everlasting is that kind of vibe where it's like you hear it and it's like. I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I said, it's always cold. It always makes you feel away, but then it's like, it's real. There's a lot of passion in that song. So when you hear it, you're gonna instantly hear my passion. You're gonna instantly hear how it's feeling when I made that track. It's very reminiscent. I'm thinking a lot about the past, and you know, I'm trying to take you into my world, man. So it's like, yeah, man. It's a very dope song.
Yeah, man. So if anyone wants to watch this by the end of 2020, what is it that you're wishing to accomplish or you're aiming to accomplish?
Yeah, 2020, end of 2020.
Yeah.
I just want people to understand me more, man. I never want to come across as someone who's trying to be, you know what I'm saying, big-headed and like very... Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like not too... I don't ever want to sound boastful, but I want to be the best. I really want to be... I come in to win. You know what I'm saying? End of the day.
I feel like you're very confident.
Yeah, man.
You know your purpose and you know what your craft is.
But it feels like you've worked for that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It wasn't like just handed to you or anything.
Yeah,
like just worked for that confidence and.
It's like I said, man. I treat it like athletics. I treat it like you go in, you get what you get out of it. So I feel like I put in a lot more than everyone else. I feel like I deserve it a lot more than everyone else. And I know there's a lot of people that grind, but I don't feel like they care about it like me. I don't feel like they lose enough sleep about it like me. So I want to really, by the end of this year, I want you to really understand why I'm making music, who I do it for, and at the same time, how to feel about it when you hear my music. Because I don't want you to get confused at what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to, like I said, I'm not trying to be like no one else, but at the same time, I want it to be familiar. So I want you to hear it and just be like, okay, this is something I recognize, but at the same time, this is new, this is fresh, like I said. Yeah. So always innovate, but I want you to give you something a bit familiar as well. So it's like, at the end of the day, end of this year, I want you to just understand me, what's my movement. I want my fans to just live with me a bit more, go through life, let's progress, and take over London, man, and the world. You know what I'm saying? But London first.
I want to see you connect with more of your fans, man. Yeah, I feel like you got a global fan base but not really London. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like I see a lot of your comments. I see a lot of the comments on your videos. I'm like, this ain't even English. Like, so it's like for me, it's like. One thing I want to see you do is really connect with these guys who are really listening to you like overseas.
Yeah, that's the sick
thing.
Those are the guys who are riding for you.
More shows.
Yeah, man. That's the sick thing about it. Like with the foreign fans, is like some of them don't even speak English, but it's because they get a feeling from it. That's it. Like they can literally hear it and just be like, I might not even understand what he's saying, but just because I feel the same way he feels, this is my favorite artist. You know, this is why I love Ali3nhead. At the end of the day, this is why the way he expresses things is how I express things. Like, so that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously I wanted to connect with my people because I grew up here, but at the same time I want it to be a worldwide thing. I want people from different backgrounds to see we're all very similar in the world, because that's really the solution to a lot of problems in the world, is if people really just saw how similar we are.
Yeah,
you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
of course.
Yeah. Exactly.
Nah, I feel you. Last review was you were speaking about like mental health and that kind of things. And I feel like you've obviously overcome a lot of your demons. Just even for you to have this kind of confidence and understanding of who you are. And I think it's a big topic in not just 2020, 2019 as well. How important is the whole mental health stuff, not just to yourself, but do you want to see with your fans as well? Because I see you on Instagram, you be putting up quotes, you be saying, you be talking to these guys.
My therapist shit.
Yeah, you're on your Dr. Dolittle shit.
Yeah, trust me. I don't know, man. Mental health is very important, man. Because at the end of the day, you will be limited to how you think. So if you think limited and you don't think big, your life is gonna be that way. So when it comes to mental health or depression or anxiety, it's a thing where I want to teach people that it's a progressive thing they have to work on. You're not gonna wake up one day, boom, and your anxiety is gone, boom, and your depression is gone. Don't work like that, because you're a human being. That's how you're designed. I have ADHD. I find it very hard to pay attention to things, but I learned looking back that it's actually a hunting gene from humans. When we used to be in the past, some of us were hunters, and we had to be in the forest and hunt for animals, and then you have a short attention span because you were looking around for, you know what I mean? Like, it's instinct. It's like instinct of animals, bro. So at the end of the day, these things like mental health is things that you have to teach, and you have to learn. You have to teach other people from what you learn. Do you know what I'm saying? Because it's a progression. You don't, like I said, you don't get it one day. It's something that you have to work on every day, type thing.
Do you feel like
that's why I try to post a lot? I try to get people in my life, because it's like, even me, I can come to you with the best advice, but at the same time, I'm still working on it myself. You know what I'm saying?
I'm saying, do you feel like I feel like for me, there's a disconnect between the new generation and the older generation, where things got lost in translation. Like things that should have been taught to us by the older wasn't taught to us, and we're learning it ourselves. Do you get what I mean? Do you feel the same way? Like, I don't know if it's just me, because I feel like this whole mental health stuff only just got taught to us.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like,
and like these lot have been dealing with it for years, like, but they didn't even know.
Yeah, we have to remember the time and the era back then as well. Like, older people, they just kind of just get on with things. Our generation are much more vocal.
Yeah, definitely, man. Because
that's very true.
If we're talking about the older generation, I don't think they spoke about it more, because it's like, maybe they were dealing with it, but it's not cool to talk about it. But you need to. That's why bare people, they're having issues. They're having things going on because they don't want to deal with things. Because it's like, I feel I can self-analyze. What's it called? What's the word? What's the fucking word? Not self-diagnose people. Well, I can basically, I see myself as a psychologist. I can see someone and I can be like, why do they feel this way? I can ask them questions and understand, why do you feel this way? Because they don't want to understand. You could meet someone that's mad every day, and you know why they're mad every day. It's because you're dealing with something in the past that's making you mad. Why are you depressed every day? It's because you got something in the past you haven't dealt with. You know what I'm saying? So all these people in the past that weren't talking about it because they weren't cool, that's not helping nobody, because at the end of the day, no one's progressing, no one's learning how to deal with their problems. 100. No one's thinking like, why am I feeling this way? How can is it cool to feel this way, or should I fix it? You know what I'm saying?
Or is it even normal to feel this way?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like I said, it's not cool to say you're depressed, or like I said, I'm from an African family where they don't look at stuff like that as normal, or
it's demons.
Like, trying to just get on with it.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that's not the way about it. You have to do it.
I think that kind of stuff was at one point was swept under the carpet,
of course.
And it was like, just grow up. Like those things ain't real, or it's all in the mind. Like, when really it is in the mind, it's a problem that we need to be solved.
Be tough about it, be strong about it. But it's like, to be strong, you need to work on it.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Or be a man.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Or be a man, yeah.
But you have to remember, back then, like, there was so much oppression, like, no one had time to really speak about what was going on.
Yeah, man.
Like, we have to count ourselves lucky in that sense, that we can actually just talk about it and get.
Yeah, man. That's what I say. Like, I always like to keep things real. I'll be embarrassed sometimes to go on camera and just be like, oh, I'm sad today, I'm stressed today, or stuff like that, because it makes you look weak. But at the end of the day, it's real.
Yeah, we're human.
Like, we're humans. Legit. That's how we feel. Like, no one's walking around here just because they got money sorted or they got success sorted and they're happy. Because the real people that's enlightened, the real people that's really got shit sorted out, like someone like, I'll say like 50 Cent or something like that, it's because he's really worked on himself. He's really thought about stuff. He's like, He's not just because he's a businessman, he's got money, it's because he understands himself and he understands like how to navigate himself or how to deal with problems or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, like I said, if you haven't dealt with problems, it's always going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? Because with your subconscious mind, it's different to your subconscious mind. Because, like I said, there will always be things in the back of your mind that you don't even know. Like, so it's always about tackling those things, being honest about yourself, and man, trying to progress, trying to be a better person.
Head up.
Yeah, man. I think that we have just had an amazing chat with you. And you've enlightened me, and I'm definitely joining Alien Nation right now. And yeah, man, I think I'm going to wrap this up. The I Am Next show, myself, Mr. I Am Next, Lashawna Rose, and the one and only Ali3nhead. Make sure you go follow him on all of his social platforms. Get the EPs.
Ali3nhead underscore on Instagram, without underscore on everything else, on YouTube, Spotify, iTunes, everything like that. Yeah,
make sure, man. Get the EPs and make sure you go and check out Egypt when it's out.
Trust me, man. And check out, my fashion stuff too. I'm trying to get clothing line going. Ali3nhead gear is coming soon. At the same time, I'm doing a lot of modelling. I just linked up with Menace Modelling, my agency that's been getting me a lot of looks. So you're going to see me in a couple of magazines. You're going to see me in a couple of websites. Same time, I'm getting onto my directing. I want to start directing some films as well. Okay. So, yeah, man. I'm out here being active.
It's a real takeover.
It's a world takeover.
It's done now.
Alienation.